Barbarian is a 2022 horror film that blends suspense, mystery, and a touch of dark humor to create a thrilling cinematic experience. Directed by Zach Kreger, the movie stars Georgina Campbell, Bill Skarsgård, and Justin Long in a gripping tale that captivates from beginning to end. Plot summary: Tess Marshall arrives in Detroit the evening before a crucial job interview, hoping to settle into her rental house for the night. However, she is shocked to find that the house has been double-booked and is already occupied by a man named Keith. Initially suspicious of Keith, Tess contemplates leaving but eventually decides to stay the night after he offers to sleep on the couch. Despite his polite demeanor, Tessa's unease returns when she wakes up in the middle of the night to find her bedroom door mysteriously open. Keith, who is still asleep, assures her that he did not open the door, but Tess remains unsettled. The next morning, Tess heads to her job interview, where she is warned to be cautious in the neighborhood, which is suffering from severe urban decay. Returning to the house, she encounters a homeless man who chases her inside, yelling for her to leave immediately. Seeking refuge in the basement, Tess accidentally locks herself in and stumbles upon a hidden corridor. Venturing further, she discovers a disturbing room containing a camera, a stained mattress, a bucket, and a bloody handprint on the wall. Keith returns home and frees Tess from the basement. Despite her frantic warnings about the hidden corridor, Keith decides to investigate it himself. When he does not return, Tess reluctantly follows him and finds a subterranean tunnel where she discovers Keith, injured and terrified. As they argue about their next move, they are suddenly attacked by a grotesque, deformed woman known as Mother, who brutally kills Keith by bashing his skull against a wall. Meanwhile, the house's owner, AJ, an actor recently fired from his television series due to rape allegations, arrives in Detroit to inspect the house with the intention of selling it to cover his mounting legal costs. Unaware of the house's dark history, AJ stumbles upon the hidden tunnel. Believing it might increase the house's value, he begins measuring it, only to be attacked by Mother and fall into a pit, where he encounters a terrified Tess. The narrative shifts to the 1980s, revealing the sinister history of the house's original owner, Frank. Frank is shown abducting women, raping them, and keeping them captive in the tunnels. Over the years, he fathers deformed offspring through these heinous acts, and it is implied that Mother is one of these offspring, a result of Frank's multi-generational incest. In the present, Mother locks Tess and AJ in the pit. Tess explains to AJ that Mother wants them to act as her children. When Mother drags AJ away to forcibly breastfeed him, Tess seizes the opportunity to escape the house. With the help of the homeless man, who had earlier tried to warn her, Tess learns that Mother will come after her at nightfall. The homeless man reveals that Mother is a product of Frank's horrific abuses and warns Tess to flee as quickly as possible. As Mother is distracted by Tess's escape, AJ discovers a room in the tunnel that Mother avoids. Inside, he finds a bedridden Frank and initially believes him to be another victim. AJ promises to call the police, but as he explores the room further, he finds videotapes documenting Frank's gruesome crimes. Confronted with irrefutable evidence of Frank's atrocities and his own troubled past, AJ is horrified and berates Frank. In a final act of desperation, Frank kills himself with a concealed revolver. Determined to put an end to the nightmare, Tess returns to the house with the police, but they dismiss her story and leave as night falls. Undeterred, Tess breaks into the house, retrieves her car keys, and rams Mother with her car, seemingly killing her. She then returns to the basement to rescue AJ. However, in the confusion and darkness, AJ mistakenly shoots Tess, believing she is Mother. As they attempt to escape together, Tess and AJ realize that Mother has vanished. Seeking refuge with the homeless man, they learn more about Mother's origins and the extent of Frank's depravity. Suddenly, Mother bursts in, kills the homeless man by ripping his arm off and beating him to death with it, and chases Tess and AJ up a water tower. In a desperate bid to save himself, AJ pushes Tess off the tower. To Tessa's shock, Mother leaps after her, cushioning her fall and saving her life. As AJ sees that Tess is still alive, he tries to rationalize his actions, attempting to justify pushing her off the tower. However, Mother awakens and, in a fit of rage, brutally kills AJ by gouging his eyes out and splitting his head open. In the aftermath, Mother attempts to comfort Tess, who, despite feeling a twinge of pity for the creature, remorsefully shoots her dead with Frank's gun. As the sun rises, Tess, battered and traumatized, limps away from the House of Horrors, leaving behind the gruesome memories and haunted corridors. She escapes into the dawn, finally free from the nightmare that had engulfed her. Performances. Georgina Campbell delivers a compelling performance as Tess, balancing vulnerability and strength as her character navigates the terrifying situation. Bill Skarsgård adds to the tension with his ambiguous portrayal of Keith, keeping the audience guessing about his true intentions. Justin Long's character, introduced later in the film, provides a surprising, refreshing contrast that adds depth to the narrative. Direction and atmosphere. Zach Cregger's direction is a standout aspect of Barbarian. He masterfully builds tension through clever cinematography, tight pacing, and an eerie atmosphere. The use of the house as a claustrophobic setting enhances the sense of dread, while the film's sound design and score amplify the horror elements effectively. Themes. Barbarian explores themes of trust, survival, and the unknown. It delves into the psychological aspects of fear, playing on the audience's expectations and subverting typical horror tropes. Final thoughts. Barbarian is a gripping horror film that stands out in the genre for its unexpected plot twists, strong performances, and atmospheric direction. It's a movie that keeps you guessing until the very end, providing a thrilling and chilling experience. If you're a fan of horror that goes beyond the usual jump scares and delves into psychological terror, Barbarian is definitely worth a watch.